Hi, I'm Grandma Karen, and today we're going to make homemade Beerocks. We're going to change over the normal pork roast style to a healthy turkey style, which is, homemade food is always better for you anyway, but the turkey is better than the pork. I've already warmed the milk and added the sugar and the yeast. As you can see, the yeast took very well. We're going to pour the milk. It's actually milk shortening and yeast into the mixer, just like that. We're going to add 3 egg yolks. We have 3 teaspoons of, I like to use kosher salt, half a cup of sugar, and we'll start mixing this on slow, and then adding 5 to 6 cups of flour. You want to give it a little bit of time to absorb in there. The dough will be not like the regular bread dough. It's a lot softer, and actually you might think it's like way too soft. But after it rises and you press it down to make it into a roll, it's going to be just fine. So we'll just kind of add this in slowly. Homemade foods, you've got it up on any kind of store-bought, or you can buy lasagnas and things in the frozen department, but it's always got all those preservatives in there. So homemade is a lot better. And we're gonna, like I said, do the turkey today. A little lighter choice than the hamburger. Hamburger is, it's just not what it used to be when I was a kid. Get this added in. Now we're going to let the dough rest for an hour covered until it doubles in size. And then we're going to be able to punch it down. And in the meantime, we're going to cook the new turkey mixture other than pork roast. Doing it with pork roast would take an all-day job. Cooking the pork, letting it cool, chopping it. So this looks just about right. I used about 5½ cups of flour. Not quite the whole. It's between 5 and 6. And there we go. We have a soft dough. We're going to put into a bowl and let it cover for an hour. Hi, we're back. What we got going on here is 2 pounds of the ground turkey mixed with, I have a teaspoon of caraway seeds, a teaspoon of celery seed, and 3 teaspoons of fresh cracked pepper. And here we have going 2 cups of water to 1 cup of Nor bouillon cubes, which is the Nor cubes what I use, and 1 beef. What I'm doing, and then 1 tablespoon of butter, and I'm reducing it to 1/2. We're going to make a gravy with this. In this hot pan, we have some hot olive oil, and I have the cabbage and 10 cups of cabbage and 3 cups of fresh diced onion. We're going to cook this up with about 4 teaspoons of fresh cracked pepper and a little bit of salt. And we're going to brown this together, and then we'll go to the next step. Okay, this is like being really, really good. So we've been browning the cabbage now for about 25 minutes. You want to get a good brown on there. In the meantime, I added the cornstarch to the water and the water and chicken beef bouillon mix. It made a gravy. So we're going to just pour the gravy into the meat mixture, into our ground turkey. Kind of soften that up really nice. And then to our nicely browned cabbage, we're going to pour the meat into the cabbage mixture and give it a little stir. Now what we're going to do is turn off the heat. I'm going to remove it from the heat and let it cool. What we have going so far is the bread dough is just sitting here ready to be punched down, and the next step will be to roll it out and stuff it. Okay, so we're really getting there now. The dough has been sitting here rising while I cooked up the cabbage and turkey mixture. We'll just kind of loosen the dough from the board. Remember, it was quite soft when we took it from the mixer. It really doesn't need a lot of flour. You want to keep the dough soft. A gentle roll out, just a little bit. Gently roll it, oh, I don't know, half an inch, quarter inch thick. This is the fun part. You know, it's like when you were kids playing with Play-Doh and making things. Well, now I'm a big kid and I get to play with this kind of bun dough. Very nice stuff. So you roll it out, feels just right. With the pizza cutter, I'm going to cut off the ends because those are, of course, naturally on the thicker side. We don't want to use that. Jordan, no. We'll make some squares. And the scooper scoops the cooled meat mixture in there. And we'll kind of give the dough a little bit of a tug, pull it over, pat it down. And I did have a fork here. We'll just kind of fork the edges to seal it. Take the pizza roller, cut off the excess dough. Very gently. Pick it up, re-squeeze it. You want to be sure that you get a good seal. That little cabbage leaf is wanting to come out. A nice good seal. Pat it with just a tiny bit of flour. You just want it to stick together. This cabbage leaf has got to go. Stick it on a parchment-lined cookie sheet. And I've already, to the leftover eggs that we used for the dough, the 3 egg whites, I took 2 tablespoons of butter and melted it and just gently give it a little bit of brush and then continue to the next roll. You'll do this until all of the dough has been used. We're going to let this rise about 30 minutes. It doesn't take as long as it did the first time. And after it rises for 30 minutes, preheat our oven to 350 and we're going to bake it. It's going to be the most delicious Beerocks you've ever had. Homemade with lots of love. There we go. This one's nicely sealed. We'll put on the cookie sheet. We'll brush it with some butter and egg. And then I will continue. So we'll come back when we're ready to bake. Okay, these have been sitting in the oven for about 30 minutes and they rose. Sometimes part of the edges will kind of come apart. I just get my fingers in a little bit of flour and dab dab. Seal the edges the best you can. Sometimes you can't seal them all. I'm going to put this into an oven of 350. But we're going to bake probably about 20 minutes. See you in a minute. Okay, I think we're about ready. It's been about 30 minutes. We'll get some fishy hot pads on. Let's pull these beautiful, I wish you could smell this. And here they are, the first of the Beerocks. It made 27 different size Beerocks. The smell is amazing. Now I do have a little bit left over filling here. A little bit, not a whole lot. And what I'm going to do later is just boil up some noodles and put this with the noodles so we don't waste any. It's very good. You're going to love this. You'll find the recipe on www.everywomancan.org. Thanks for coming to Grandma Kitchen, Karen's Kitchen.